Hi everyone, it is Thursday afternoon and I am off tomorrow in observance of July 4th. Tomorrow is the 3rd. But anyway, it's Thursday evening and normally we don't have drinks, real drinks, on Thursday evening. But tonight is an exception since it is now our Friday. And Paul is going to make for me something, I don't even know what to call it. It is based on a drink called a Skip and Go Naked. I promise I'm not making up that name, that I found in the summer cookbook, or the summer book by Susan Branch. Cutest cookbook in the whole world, by the way. And it's kind of a spin on a shandy, but make it extra. And we are going to use, instead of, her recipe calls for frozen pink lemonade concentrate. And instead we are going to use lemon Italian ice in it. Because our goal with this drink, as with all that we do this weekend, is to beat the heat because it is triple digits out there. So Paul, walk us through your ingredients and your setup here.
All right, we're using some Luigi's Italian ice lemon flavor.
Yum.
Have the beer, make it a shandy.
Yep.
A little extra vodka.
Yeah, that's what makes it extra.
That's what makes it extra. It's a cocktail. We've got ice.
Wait, what's the red food coloring for?
Well, the red food coloring is because her recipe, Susan Branch's recipe, calls for pink lemonade concentrate frozen. And Luigi's Italian ice is just solid, pure white.
Are you going to make it pink for me?
I'm going to make it pink for you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because you're a girl.
Last time I checked. And we have a chilled glass here. All right, so we're putting in half of a, I guess half a cup, roughly.
Yeah, it's like 3 ounces.
Italian ice.
An ounce of vodka. 4 ounces of the beer.
Folks, I do recommend marrying someone who will be your own personal bartender, if you can arrange that. It's real nice.
Then you're supposed to fill it up halfway, but I think her recipe is for 2 people, so
Yes.
I'm going to fill it up like a quarter of the way with crushed ice.
And your ice is not actually crushed, right?
It's pebbled.
Yeah, we have a tiny ice cube tray that we use to make tiny ice.
And according to one of my bartender YouTube channels that I watch, best way to chill something is to have a lot of little ice cubes and then 1 or 2 big ice cubes. So we're going to try that. There.
Make it pink.
Just some blood.
That looks kind of messed up.
Yeah. Pink, slushy. And pour it into this Collins glass.
It's very cold. Yeah, look at that. Yay! Ooh, that's good. That's so tasty, y'all.
The red food coloring makes it.
Italian ice, beer, vodka. It's perfect. Yum. Hi everyone, it is the 4th of July today, and you're probably wondering what Paul and I are going to do for the 4th of July. Actually, we're not really doing anything today because A, it is too dang hot out there. It is another day of like 100, 101 degree temperatures. And B, I don't particularly love crowds, so I don't really enjoy the idea of going downtown to see any fireworks. And then C, this year's fireworks are going to be preceded by like a Trump rally, which is not really our scene at all. So yeah, we are staying in for the 4th. I mean, I don't feel like I'm missing out by not going to any 4th of July festivities because, and you'll know this if you've been following my vlog for a while, but I have really been celebrating all year. Like, I have been actively celebrating the semi-quincentennial. Like, I've been reading books like this and this, lots of American history. And this one, I'm almost finished with this. It's so good. We also went to Mount Vernon for my birthday weekend. So I toured George Washington's estate. We went in the spring when my dad visited. We went to the National Archives and saw the original of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. For Memorial Day weekend, we went to the Chestertown Tea Party Festival, which is, you know, all about American history and Revolutionary history. I feel like I have really been celebrating. So yeah, we're gonna have a nice quiet indoors day. But I did want to take this opportunity, since we are about halfway through the year now, to do kind of a mid-year check-in on my bucket list challenge. And if you're not familiar with this, if you're new to my channel, I will link to the original video up above so that you can go check that out and see what I'm talking about. But if you don't want to, I'm gonna go through the full list now as well, so you know, you'll get caught up. But anyway, what I did was in January, I made a New Year's resolution to create a bucket list challenge, and I intended it to be for me and for anybody watching my channel who wanted to join in. I think it's pretty much just me doing it, but that's fine. But it's 40 items. I'm certainly not even trying to do all 40 things on the list. I think I'm trying to do about maybe 25 of them. But yeah, I just want to check in for my own personal accountability, because that has been the greatest benefit of having this YouTube channel for me, is just having to come up with something to say about the bucket list challenge every week has forced me to be accountable to my intentions to do as many things on the list as possible. So that has been fantastic, and I want to continue that and be accountable and check in, since we are now halfway through the year and I still have a lot of things that I need to do for the rest of the year. But I've done a lot so far too. So we're gonna walk through the list and I will check off what I've done and highlight what I have yet to do that I'm planning to do. All right, so here is my 2026 bucket list challenge list. So first, bake croissants from scratch. I have not done this, but I am planning to do it later this year, probably this fall when it cools down a little bit. So I'm gonna color code things with my highlighter. Orange is fall. Winnie Cook-Off or Bake Off. This is definitely still on the table. I am gonna try, I don't know exactly when I would do this. There might be a handful of different opportunities, but I'm gonna put this in yellow for summer because I think I have an opportunity coming up in August to at least attempt this. Read a classic work of literature. This is done. I read Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. And then since then I have also read On the Road by Jack Kerouac. And I am almost done with Walden by Thoreau. So put another box there. I did this in the spring, so that's green. Cruise the islands. I'm not cruising any islands this year. We did go to the Caribbean, but we didn't cruise. It's not happening either. Like, I'm not planning any cruises. So no to that. Explore a tropical rainforest / jungle. Yes, I did this. We went to El Yunque National Forest in Puerto Rico this spring, so that again gets highlighted in green, and we spent a whole day hiking in a tropical rainforest. Okay, go ice or roller skating. This is definitely going to happen, and it's going to happen probably in the winter, so that's blue. I'm probably saving this for when the ice rink down at the National Gallery opens up, which it usually does like the week after Thanksgiving. Sometime in December, most likely, I plan to go ice skating. Donate money and or time to a school, library, or park. So I'm saying I did this twice because I donated money to Rock Creek Park, and then I also volunteered in Rock Creek Park. So I gave both my money and my time. And both of those happened in the spring. All right, declutter your closet. I did this too. This was one of the first things I did because I wanted to get it out of the way, honestly. So I'm not sure whether I did this in February or March of this year. I think it was February, so we'll say that was winter. Redo your kitchen. This is something I again put on the list in case anybody else wanted to do this. I rent rather than owning my home, so yeah, can't redo the kitchen. Would love to redo the kitchen, but not feasible. Try something aerial, yoga, dance, etc. For me, you all know, it's flying trapeze. I have done this and loved every second of it. This is like, I don't even know what to highlight this. We'll do purple. This is like all year and ongoing. Like, I go once a month to flying trapeze class. Try doing calligraphy. I did this too. We'll say that this was winter and spring, but I'm gonna highlight it with winter. I kind of gave up on calligraphy, I have to be honest. I tried it, so I'm checking it off the bucket list, but I didn't stick with it. And I think that's because it quickly started to feel like a chore. And I don't think your hobbies should feel like a chore. You know, it was taking energy rather than giving me energy. And I think the reason why is because I already have a creative outlet kind of hobby, and that is obviously making YouTube videos. To have another one just felt like a drain on my time and energy. Tour a famous historic home. I did that this summer. On my birthday weekend, we went to Mount Vernon. Explore a lakes region, the Great Lakes, the Finger Lakes, the Lake District in England, etc. Not doing this. Lovely idea, but that didn't turn out to be a vacation option for us this year. Make one healthy, sustainable change to your diet. This also gets a purple highlight because this is something I started in January and am continuing. My healthy, sustainable change was to eat greens every single day. Now, I will admit that after about 6 months of doing this, I don't eat my greens every single day. I don't know, I skip a day here and there and then kind of double up. But I'd say on average, I do eat greens every day. And I think this has been a great change. It's been really easy to implement. Continuing on a theme that I mentioned earlier in the year, I have not gotten sick once since I started this. The last cold I had was in November of last year. And like, I haven't had even a sniffle since then. Maybe this change has had something to do with that. Like, greens are so good for you. Maybe they're boosting my immune system. I don't know, but anyway, I'm gonna check that off because I've been at it for like 6 months now, and I would say that this is now a habit for me. Reread a series you loved as a kid. I did this in the winter. I reread The Song of the Lioness Quartet by Tamara Pierce, and I loved it all over again. Travel first class, that's a no. Like, this would be so fun, but not gonna happen this year. Host an outdoor party. I'm really iffy on this one. Like, I like the idea of it, and I'm thinking maybe I will try to do this sometime in the fall. I just don't have a good space to do this. Because like, we don't even have a balcony. We have a rooftop deck on our apartment building, but it's not really available for parties. I mean, we could do a party in like Rock Creek Park or somewhere, but it'd just be tricky logistics wise. And then also, all my friends live far away. Like, I'm the only one of my friends who lives actually in DC. Everybody else lives in suburbs of DC. You know, they live at least 45 minutes away. So it's kind of hard to ask them to come to a party. I'm rambling here, but you get the idea. This may or may not happen. Attend the 2026 Olympics in Milan and Cortina, or view the eclipse in August. Obviously the Olympics are well behind us. I did not go to those, and I'm not going to be in any of the countries that can see the eclipse in August, but that would have been cool. Again, I just put like a grab bag of travel ideas on this list with no intention of actually doing all of them. I just wanted to pick the ones that appealed most to Paul and me and work those into our vacations. I would like to see a great view of a full solar eclipse, but Hasn't happened yet and won't happen this year. Okay, visit a museum that's new to you. I did this twice. We went to first the National Archives, again to see the Declaration of Independence, the original. And then we went to a museum in Puerto Rico that had some Puerto Rican art, and that was really cool. So that's 2 museums I've been to this year that were new to me. Drive or ride in a vintage or classic car. This is probably not happening. I don't really expect this to happen, so I'm gonna cross it off. This would be fun, but not this year. Down at the bottom, I have a couple of blank spaces that were basically for, adding extra goals, like outside of the bucket list ones. I'm going to just jot down the things I've done that I consider to be bucket list worthy. One was to kayak in a bioluminescent bay, which we did on our Puerto Rico trip. We did that on the island of Vieques, and that was amazing. So that was, I'm just gonna underline this because otherwise it'll blur so much. That was amazing. Another thing that we did recently was see a baby elephant. We saw that at the zoo on my actual birthday about a month ago. Visit a historic tavern or pub. You can probably guess that I'm hoping to go to one that was frequented by folks from the Revolutionary era. We've got some of those around here, like Annapolis has some. I think Alexandria has one. So I am planning to do this sometime this summer. Buy a house or condo. Unfortunately, not in the cards for us this year. Go whale watching. Nope, not doing this. I mean, I've done it before, so it was more, I put it on the list mainly to recommend it to others. Whale watching is tons of fun as long as you don't get seasick. Visit the site of an ancient city. This is also not happening, but hopefully sometime. Eat or drink something at the restaurant that invented that thing. I'm gonna say yes. It's a bit controversial, I realize, because the restaurant we went to in Puerto Rico, in Old San Juan, that claims to have invented the pina colada, it's disputed. There's another place in San Juan that makes the same claim. And who am I to say for sure, one way or the other, that the restaurant we went to was the originator of the pina colada? But nevertheless, we made a good effort. Their pina colada was delicious. And I mean, they had a plaque on the wall saying that they invented it. So, I mean, it's whatever, y'all. We had fun. That's what counts. That's the whole point of all of this, right? Learn one new technical skill to add to your resume. This one, I'm not checking it off yet because it's still in progress, but I'm highlighting this one purple for all year / ongoing, because I'm still working on this. I'm still working on building my AI skills, basically, for my job. I'm gonna be working on that the rest of the year. Volunteer for a local nonprofit. All right, technically I have done this, so I will check it off. I volunteered with the Rock Creek Park Conservancy, just the Rock Creek Conservancy this spring. So I guess I'll highlight it in green, but I'm gonna add another box because I'm also intending to volunteer again sometime this fall with a different organization. Attend a fair or festival. We've definitely done this. We went to the first the Armenian Food Festival at a local church, and then we went to the Chestertown Tea Party Festival for Memorial Day weekend. And then we have tickets to another festival coming up Labor Day weekend. And then we will almost certainly go to the Montgomery County Fair, which we go to it every year. So I'm just adding a box because I fully expect us to do that. I'll just highlight it in yellow because we've already got a lot of green on this sheet. Read a political biography. Y'all, I am so close to the end of my biography of John Lewis. I won't check it off because I'm not done, so I haven't technically finished this, but I'm highlighting it yellow because it is a summer thing, part of my summer reading list. This book has been so good, y'all. the John Lewis biography by David Greenberg. Make a career change. I can't be sure, but I don't think I'm doing this. I actually really like my job. Vote. I have done this just maybe a week or two ago in DC's mayoral primary election. And then in November, I will, of course, vote in the midterms. I will highlight this orange since the big vote is the November one. Spend an entire week without internet access. We are planning to do this fall. I won't say more about it because I don't want to spoil it, but we have plans. So that is getting highlighted. Okay, same thing for explore a mountain range. We are planning to do this sometime this fall. Create a cozy nook in your home. This is not something I'm doing probably. I mean, our whole house, frankly, our whole home is a cozy nook, really. It's kind of too small for two people, so we don't have an obvious corner to turn into, to like redecorate. Start a meditation practice. This is definitely kind of done, but since it's ongoing, I'll highlight it purple. I had a meditation practice prior to the start of the year, but it wasn't super consistent, and I would say I've spent this year making it really solid. So 5 days a week I meditate now, and I wouldn't think of skipping it unless there was some sort of emergency where I couldn't do it. Hike a famous scenic trail. It's kind of debatable whether we did this or not. I don't know that the El Yunque trail that we hiked, shoot, I can't remember the name of it. It was something Tower Trail. So we did hike an awesome trail, but I don't know that I would describe it as famous. We're gonna highlight this as something that we're possibly doing this fall as part of the Explore a Mountain Range project. All right, win a prize in a contest or raffle. Yes, this happened. I did this in February. So that's blue. Be interviewed. I mean, this is one of those ones that you can't really plan for. It's just like, it just could happen, but I'm not gonna cross it off because it could potentially happen in the next 6 months. But I mean, one time I was in Paris with Paul and we were at a restaurant and some guy just came up to me and he was from a radio station and he asked if he could interview me about the American wine industry, which I worked in. So it worked out perfectly. And he interviewed me. But that was completely random and unexpected. He just approached me in a restaurant. I think he overheard me talking about Virginia wine, and I worked at the time at a vineyard in Virginia. So yeah, that was just completely random. Something like that could happen, so I'm not going to cross it off or anything. Get a standing ovation. I think this is pretty unlikely. I don't really expect to be on stage doing anything that would warrant a standing ovation this year. And visit a conservation-focused zoo or aquarium. I did that. Went to the National Zoo on my birthday and saw that baby elephant. I'm putting another box here because I am intending this summer to also go to the Baltimore Aquarium. So we got another one of those to do. And then 3 more blanks here. I'm going to leave these, in case anything else awesome comes up, like kayaking in a bioluminescent bay or seeing a baby elephant. Like, you just don't know what cool things you're gonna have the opportunity to do. But I'll just leave these blank and fill them in as I can as the year goes on. But that's it, y'all. That's my list. And now you've got basically an idea of what you can expect to see on my channel for the rest of this year. Though the items in orange, like I said, no spoilers about our travels, but you can probably guess we're going to go to a mountain range and stay in a place without internet access and do some hiking. I've done a lot so far. Let me know if you have done any of these things this year, or if you have bucket list items of your own that you are working on. I would love to know what you've done so far this year or what you are planning to do with the rest of 2026. And I hope that we continue to make it an awesome year. Thank you so much for joining me for this crazy project.
We hold these truths to be sacred and undeniable, that all men are created equal, etc. Sacred and undeniable. Smacks of the pulpit. These truths are self-evident, are they not? Perhaps. Self-evident, then. Self-evident? Self-evident. Do not mistake me, sir. I share your sentiment.
Every single word was precisely chosen. I assure you of that, Dr. Franklin.
Hi, good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, July 5th, and Paul and I are about to head out the door to go to Stone Tower Winery. We need to get out of town today because we're literally in search of some fresh air because the air quality is so crummy today due to the fireworks last night. Yeah, DC is just like full of smoke. So we're literally going in search of fresh air. But we're also gonna enjoy some tasty wine and some beautiful views. We are now trying the Albarino, and I think it tastes like peaches. It's really good. I like it better than the Chardonnay. Do you have an opinion?
I agree with everything she said.
We think the rosé is pretty good, but we like the Albarino better. That's so yummy. It's very fruity and smooth. It's like easy drinking red wine. Tastes like blackberries.
Hogback Mountain is where we are, okay? That name has been Hogback Mountain for a lot longer than the owner.
All right, folks, we are now trying the 2023 Hogback Mountain. 89% Cab Sauv, 8% Cab Franc, and 3% Petit Verdot. I wish it was more Petit Verdot because I love Petit Verdot, but this is delicious. It tastes like it's 10 years old and it's only 3 years old. Like, it is so soft and earthy and good. Highly recommend.